So it's interesting, what is being in transition? Being in transition and enrolling others in the journey. That's what I asked Satish, bless him, to talk to us about tonight, because I find that a fascinating subject. You know, how do we enroll other people in this journey? Because I can see, I'm sure everyone in this room is on that journey. It's how do we enroll the rest of the world is the challenge, and it's quite an interesting challenge. But I guess the more we can be the change, the more we actually just energetically enroll other people. So it's an interesting one. So Satish, I looked on the internet last night. I was thinking, how do I introduce this man? And Satish has been heard to say, I am an earth pilgrim. If I've learnt anything from my journey in life, it's come through wandering this wonderful world. Doesn't he say things beautifully? So, yeah, long-time editor of Resurgence, author of some fabulous books that are available here and in and will be selling later, peace activist, ecologist. I'm hugely privileged to introduce Satish Kumar. Bless you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Will, for inviting me, and thank you for your hospitality. I'm staying with Will and Jane and at the Fold, and they also every year host Resurgence summer camp in July, August. Every year we come and camp on Will's farm. So thank you for all your support and your kindness and your hospitality. I'm grateful. Now, transition movement. I live in Totnes. I teach at Schumacher College in Totnes. And I know Rob Hopkins very well. I have published his articles in Resurgence. So transition movement is very close to my heart. I am part of it. Now, transition is a journey. Transition is not an arrival, and we are always on a journey. There is a practical aspect of transition movement, and the previous two speakers have spoken about the practical aspect. But there is also philosophical aspect. There is also spiritual aspect. And to some extent, we have lost our spiritual connection with the earth. This is why I called myself Earth Pilgrim. We have become tourists upon this earth rather than pilgrims upon this earth. Now there's a great deal of difference between being a tourist and being a pilgrim. When you are a tourist, you are interested in yourself. You go to a place and say, what is the best restaurant for me? What is the best hotel or B&B for me? Where can I be most comfortable? The best taxi service for me? The best museums for me? I want something from the place. That's the tourist mind. The pilgrim's mind is the place itself is sacred. So the transition, the spiritual transition you have to make, together with the practical transition from a fossil fuel-based economy and a lifestyle to a more renewable energy economy and lifestyle, we have to make that transition practically. But we also need to make a spiritual transition, because just practical transition will not be enough. When we make spiritual transition and we start to think that we are guests upon this earth, and our earth is a gracious host, looking after so well, providing the rain, the sunshine, the wonderful food, the wonderful trees, the wonderful rivers, the Malvern hills. What a great gift this earth is giving us graciously to look after us as pilgrims and guests. Are we gracious hosts? Are we gracious guests upon this earth? The earth is a gracious host, but are we gracious guests upon this earth? So, we need to make a big transition in our hearts, a big transition in our mindset. We have to think differently our relationship with the earth. So far, the industrial, fossil fuel-based societies around the world, United States, Europe, Japan, and also parts of India, they have seen the natural world as if it is our dominion. We are in charge of this earth. Human beings are the superior race upon this earth. We own the land, we own the animals, we own the forests, we own the world. Human beings own it, everything. And everything we can do, whatever we need, we can do it. There is no limit. There is no constraint. There is no restraint. We can cut down the rainforests. We can pollute the rivers. We can overfish the oceans. We can dam the rivers. We can do what we like. Now, this has been the mentality of the tourist mind for our benefit. Now, we have to make a big transition here as well. Not just getting our food locally, which is very, very fundamental and very, very important expression of our relationship with the earth. But we have to make a spiritual transition and say that the earth and we are related. We are all related. We are all connected. We are not separate from the earth. We are not separate from nature. Separate is not, the earth is not our dominion to rule over, but we are children of the earth. That is transition I would like you to make. We are the children of the earth. And we are nature. We come from the earth, we will return to the earth. We are nature. What is the nature? Word nature means birth. When a mother is pregnant, a woman is pregnant, she goes to have prenatal check. After birth, postnatal check. You know what natal word means? Birth. And the word nature comes from the same root, the Latin dictionary you can consult. So nature, natal, native, nativity, nation, they're all related. So when you say, I'm a British national, what does it mean? I am born in Britain. That's the national birth. So we are all born. So we are nature. So nature is not just out there, the trees and the Malvern hills and the rivers and all the animals and the birds and the bees and the wasps and the fungi, all that nature out there. But we are also nature. We are intricately connected. If we can have that mindset, then what we do to nature, we do to ourselves. If we destroy nature, we are destroying ourselves. Because we are nature. We are intricately and intimately connected, related. So if we have that world view, then we will say that the whole earth is our community. Whole earth is our family. In my Indian tradition, we have very old teachings, and that in Sanskrit we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the whole earth is my family. So the birds and the deer and the fox and the cat and the dog and the horse and the worms under the earth, they're all my family. And particularly the worms are our family because they feed us.